You know, we follow this guy, friend of the show. He's on often, but, not often you get a guy just roll back from Europe, hanging out with you, over there making big things happen, and Olympic coach and handling the U19s over there and won a World Cup, the gold medal, and he's right here in the studio. Give it up for Coach LeVelle Mo. What's good, Coach? How you doing, man?
What's happening, fellas?
How we doing?
Coach, you big time now. I mean, I was surprised I was able to get you on, man. You hanging out with Reese and stuff like that,
Man. In studio, nonetheless.
In studio, that's what I'm saying. Like, normally I'm shocked he won't come to the studio.
Man.
I call y'all, man. No. So he said, I'll be in the area. I'm at the swing by. I said, cool.
See how y'all set me up?
I got to drop the kids off at camp.
But first of all, congratulations, Coach. That's a big time deal, and a lot of people want to know how do you what's the process of being selected to be a coach for a situation like that?
Man, that's a good question, man. I think essentially it comes from Nike Basketball and Sean Ford, who's the national director. So he always fields the teams and select the coaches, even on the senior level. With the Olympic team down to the 19s, and a lot of it is I guess just having being revered in that profession, and just having some credibility along the way, and then some great things happen. So it was a blessing because I was the first HBCU coach ever to be selected. You know what I'm saying?
I believe it too.
So I took it personally, right? Like it wasn't even a vacation or anything like that to me. I was like, look, we got to win this. I felt like the Jackie Robinson because I was like, I got to be able to open up some doors and kick down some barriers. And I didn't want the dark cloud hanging over my head in case we lost.
Yes.
I didn't want nobody to say it's this guy's fault. I told you know what I'm saying? So you kind of take it personally. So I was on 10 the entire time over there with those kids.
Man, that's pretty good. We're talking about head coach LeVelle Moton for North Carolina Central Eagles. And, Coach, some of those young men, some of those guys you were coaching, some of the give us some insight into the energy and so those guys are really the future of basketball.
Yes.
And we all live and breathe basketball around here. Give us a little insight into some of those guys, some of those young guys, and some of the talent that you were coaching there.
Man, it was unreal, man, because I don't know if you guys heard of the kid Cade Cunningham. He's probably, they say he's number 2 in the 2020 class, but I arguably, he can be number 1. That kid can play in the NBA right now. He has a maturity level about himself, and I think his last couple of schools is down to Oklahoma State, Carolina, Duke, and a couple of more Kentucky. The usual suspects. But he'll be in college for 4 months, 5 months.
Pretty much, right.
He's a 90-day.
Yeah. Then he'll be out of there taking some online classes and stuff like that.
90 days, baby.
But no, we had a lot of talent, man. Evan Mobley, he's like the modern day Wilt Chamberlain, like 7 foot.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so they got him projected as the number 1 draft pick in 2020. Had a kid named Scotty Barnes that was really good. He's going to be a future draft pick. Jalen Green, they got him number 3 in 2020. And then we sprinkled that in with a mixture of current college guys, so had to have that level of maturity, man, because those teams over there, they grown men.
Right.
Yeah.
And the game is a lot different. It's a lot physical, so you can flourish over here in a particular setting, but over there it's like you're playing against grown men. It's like the '89 Pistons.
Yeah,
right. So if you ain't cut for that,
it's
it's a different breed over there, man.
But that was a foul. You're not bleeding.
Oh yeah.
It can't be a foul.
And they fouling you every time down the floor, so they ain't gonna call it every time. You know what I'm saying? So
play the odds.
Nah, Coach Weber did a great job, man, and I was also the assistant coach with Mike Hopkins, who used to be at Syracuse for years. He's at Washington now.
Yeah.
So they had a great group, man. They bought in for the 2 weeks because it's difficult to select it. You got a week to select a team of like 50 dudes, right?
Wow.
And everybody's super talented, but you just got to select the appropriate team. Then you got a couple of days to kind of mold them into what you want them to be, and then it's time to play. And you're playing against teams that's been together since they were 12, 13 years old, man. So it's not as easy as everybody projected to be.
I just want to point out, coming off of a regular season, then NCAA tournament, and now you're coach of USA Basketball U19. you're not taking a break. How are you? What's your push? Like, why are you still, able to do this without falling out? Because I can only imagine.
Yeah,
I can only imagine what I do.
I wish I could tell you I was that smart, but a lot of it is, how you make commitments to something and you don't early in the game and you don't know the effects of it until it actually hits you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was something, man. It was a sacrifice and a commitment.
Did you have a family?
I got a family. Yeah. It was my birthday on the 16th of June, so I missed that.
Oh,
and my mom's birthday at the same day as mine, so I missed her. That's the first time I ever missed hers. And then my wedding anniversary and all of that. I just missed all of it. So I said, I got to come back with a gold medal. That was my halftime speech. I was like, look, I done gave up all this. Y'all better go out and I can't come back empty-handed. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
There'll be some consequences, repercussions.
Yeah, and concussions. You know what I'm saying? If I ain't coming back with a gold medal, man, I like that.
He's on it.
But nah, man, I'm feeling the effects of it now. It wears you down. My body clock is still on grease time. I've been going to bed at like 6:30, and it's all kinds
Jasmyn's
of stuff.
Okay.
She's hanging out, and you hang out in Greece a little bit with your friend and his wife. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Just because I go for Christmas.
What part of Greece?
Athens.
Oh wow, that's it right
Yeah.
there.
See?
That's it right there.
There it is.
Okay, but y'all won't say how y'all vacation.
Well, no,
everywhere.
but anyway, she always kind of flexes up.
They think I'm flexing.
So
but I'm
she
not.
flexing all
You
the
be
time.
flexing on the ground.
I
Yeah. That's what
She be taking them pictures where just to show her belly button and her feet,
all
like
right.
somewhere in a discreet area. Get my mind and thoughts together.
But Coach, we rock with Coach LeVelle more. We probably rock with him throughout the rest of the show. But I do have a question for you. You kind of touched on it just a little bit. I mean, you are representing a lot of things, particularly as an HBCU coach, and you're out there with guys, your peers. What does it mean to you to be looked in the same light? Because obviously a lot of people love this opportunity, but they pick you to do it. And talk about that a little bit, if you will.
You know what, man? This is what I found and what I discovered is like your peers know.
Yeah.
Right. They know. You can't fool them. They respect you.
Know. They
know.
Already
right?
know.
They already know.
Yeah.
And they know from various facets of your life, whether it's you played against them or they seen you play on TV or they heard you talk X's and O's. Like, with basketball, you can't fool nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of your knowledge of the game. So your peers know, man. A lot of times they just excited for you to have the opportunity because they know it's long overdue. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's nothing, and you guys probably know this as well, it's nothing like being respected from people that you respect.
Yeah.
The first text I got when we won it was from Coach K, right? Like it was like 10 minutes after the game. You know what I'm saying? So
that's pretty impressive.
He was like, man, you got to feel like, he said, man, just stop, breathe, and cherish this moment. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, it was coming from him. It was Tim. He beat my wife to the punch. Nobody beats her to the punch. You know what I'm saying? But he beat her, man. And I was like, yo, that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? Just having an opportunity to be respected by the people that you respect.
Oh, that's what's up there. Right there. That's good. I'm trying to figure out why you weren't in the group, man. Were you ever in the group?
Man, I was too young, but best believe if somebody sprained the ankle, I was right there. Right there. And I was going to get out that hood in some way. I was going to dribble out, sing out. I was getting out. You believe that?
We talking to Coach LeVelle Moton, fresh back from Greece, man. A big time victory over the World Cup.
Coming forward.
For the USA U19 team. Hanging out with us here. But he good friends with these guys, grew up with these guys, new addition. And, he's about, an ankle away from getting up in the group.
One ankle.
Honorary seventh member.
One ankle or one bad grade away. When do y'all get a bad grade? I'm here.
Yeah.
Both Reese came back, rocking with Jay Prince as always. MC's behind the glass. And we're just having a good time with Coach. He just got back and we just want to chop it up with him a little bit. Again,
Coach. So what part of Greece was it?
Yeah.
Crete.
Oh, he was in Crete.
Jazz, you know what it is?
I was in Crete with a cup of tea.
See, the thing is, we got two in-law people in here that came out.
Yeah,
That's flexing up in here. They flexing up in here a little bit. They flexing up in here.
That's the love right there.
In-law Eagles? Is that what
That's right.
Okay.
Look, don't
Wait a
like
minute.
you don't know now. Those
Wait a minute.
cards.
So, Coach, you went from one eagle to another eagle.
That's right.
That's
I've been an
what's
eagle
up.
all my life too. It's crazy. From elementary, I was an eagle there.
He said, I've been suing for a long time.
Yeah.
That's where I first started seeing him. I guess you were recruiting Poobie.
Oh, yeah, that's the guy. Poobie been on a
I was
couple
a manager
times.
on the basketball team, and so I always saw him around.
Oh, wow.
You mean
They had
coach?
a good little team. They had a good team then.
Yeah, man. So, Coach, that's funny. I was joking right before the break about you're involved with so many things, but just share with people a little bit. You did an awesome TED. Again, if you got a chance to go download this TED Talk, it was phenomenal. And what was the title of your TED Talk, Coach?
My Grandma's Truth.
Yeah.
So no, my grandmother's basketball truth.
Yes, what
something
it was.
like that. So, yeah. So it was basically it was just about my grandma. So I got a call from Ted, and they asked me to do the speaking engagement for him, and I didn't know. Number one, I'll be honest, I didn't know who Ted was.
Yeah.
Right. So I didn't know, and then I went and did my research, and I was like, wow.
It's big time.
So then the conflict that we had, a lot of people don't know this, is I didn't know how the formalities of their whole scope of how they do things, right? So it's kind of like, remember in high school where you had to submit your rough draft to your English paper, then she, edited it.
Yeah.
And you had to go back and fix it.
Yeah.
That was the process with them. They wanted you to come present to them. They critique it, assess
big
it.
time, yeah.
And I was like, look, number one, I don't have time for that. Like, let's start there. I ain't got that time. Y'all called me.
Exactly.
Y'all called me. I ain't got that time.
There's a reason I couldn't go look for you.
Right. So, number one, y'all called me. And number two, like, I'm not a dude that can write a speech.
Right.
Like when I get up, I just talk. You know what I'm saying? And I just go where it go. So it's nothing for them to critique. I just get up there and just roll. And I said, I know it's kind of weird, but I respect what y'all trying to do. I'm just asking y'all respect and trust that what I'm trying to accomplish. And long story short, I do it, and it was phenomenal, man. Like it got a lot of positive feedback, and I just wanted to show people that basketball coaches can do more than just coach basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like basketball is what I do. It's not who I am. Like there's a substance, there's a fabric, there's a DNA that's been instilled in me by some prominent people, and people who probably didn't have the platform that I had to receive the accolades. But what you see in me and everything that you appreciate about me is just really an extension of them.
We got an opportunity right now. We're talking with the head coach of the North Carolina Central Eagles, head basketball coach rather, LeVelle Moton. Coach, you've been coaching over at Central how many years now?
I think this is the 11th.
The 11th year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Getting older, man.
Yeah, that's the story you tell.
Keep driving me crazy.
That's the story you tell. So you know, local guy, like you just said, you went to Enloe, played at Central. Now you're coaching at Central. You've been coaching there for 11 years now. Is there one thing you probably can say that now you look back on, and you could say that when I first came to North Carolina Central University, what I was thinking, and now that I've been coaching there and I've been there for so long, I was completely wrong about what I was thinking at such a young age.
Yeah, that's everything. I think every man will say that's just like everything, man. Like you think, man, we so driven by ego that we really think we have it figured out.
Yeah.
But a wise man once told me, like, smart people learn from the mistakes of others, and wise people learn from everyone's mistakes, or something like that. But case in point, man, I had a philosophy going into it, and the scope just changes every single year. So what I've learned is that I wasn't necessarily wrong. I have to be adaptable, for those situations. I think a lot of times coaches aren't willing to adapt. It's a new generation of kids. They weren't raised the way we were raised, and so on and so forth.
Right.
So they think, okay, we're going to have these 1980 values, the way we were coached, because we coach how we were coached, we parent how we were parented, and we not going to compromise anything of that. But what I had to learn is that you can still have your old school beliefs and philosophies, but it got to be with a touch of new school. Like, you have to cater to these kids and meet them where they are so they can receive your message. And they respect that even more once you do that, man. So that's probably the one thing I had to adjust to and realize I was wrong about.
Meet where they are. That's awesome.
Again, we're talking with North Carolina Central head men's basketball coach LeVelle Moton here on the Sports Shop, and he is an awesome follow, by the way, on Twitter at LeVelle Moton. And I just kind of want to ask you about that, where you kind of get some of your inspirational quotes from. For example, this one you just posted yesterday, Sunday morning, quote, once I started spending my own money, I realized Mama was right. We got food at home.
I saw this and died.
Yo, like, honestly, man, y'all know me, man.
We know.
It's just real, man. It's just come from a real place, man. Like, people be like, man, you on Twitter, I love following you on Twitter. I guess they think, a head basketball coach is supposed to just reserve his tweets for NBA basketball and assessments. Like, no, I just come from a real place, man. Like, soon as I got home, it was weird to me, man. As soon as I walked into the door, man, my daughter just ran up to me and was like, Daddy, can we go to the Japanese steakhouse? And I was like, she ain't said, hey, I missed you, like nothing. And my son is following exactly what she doing. He's like, man, yeah, can we go to the Japanese steak? And I look in the refrigerator, man, and it's shrimp down there. It's steak, it's rice. And before you know it, I'm driving to the Japanese steakhouse. Like, yo, man, we got the same food at home. And that's why I tweeted it. Like, so it's really coming from a real place. And my mama used to tell me that all the time. Like, I see McDonald's. Yeah. And I'm like, Mom, can we stop here? She's like, no, well, we got hamburger meat and Wonder Bread at home.
Wonder
and
Bread.
that government cheese. Like,
bread,
it was the same shit. Like, that's same. And we got some $1,000. Same thing as a Big Mac. And I was like, that ain't no Big Mac. like, nah, that's a Big Mac.
Real talk.
Just Wonder Bread.
That's keeping it 100. That's keeping it 1,000.
Yeah, substitute the Wonder Bread for the sesame seed bun and put some $1,000 on there. A little bit of mayonnaise. That was a Big Mac.
Can't taste the difference.
Yeah, and cut up these potatoes in thin strips and let that grease hit them. You got a combo right there. Sit down. Get out my face.
Look, you should have made the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. And we kept that.
Oh my God.
So it was gonna be in there, man. But it comes from my Twitter stuff, man. It just comes from a real place.
But now you notice the difference.
See,
now you talk about adjusting. You talk about making that adjustment.
Yeah.
See, old school. When we grew up, the difference is we would actually go back into the kitchen. Now, school, we end up in the car going, they'll be all right.
He said, if you do, you'll be all right.
Man, my kids go out and order. They order lobster tail, hibachi, and lobster tail. Yeah, they need 6.
See.
Hibachi and a lobster tail.
Like my parents used to tell me, see, that's your fault.
Yeah, it is. Ain't nobody fault. I'm just sitting here like,
that's your fault right there.
You remember how, like, back in the day, we would go on a date with a girl and we ain't have but like $20 in our pockets, so we wait for them to order to see how much we had left. That's how I'm looking at my kids like, look, the budget $50 today, man. So just lobster.
They don't know anything about that.
They don't know nothing about that.
We talking to Coach LeVelle, Moton, just talking about life in general.
I guess you get one lobster.
Yeah, you get one. Y'all gonna split that one.
All things, Coach Moton. Life is. He just got back from Greece and talking about experience over there. But Coach, hey, it's almost August and a little bit. And
yes, sir.
What do coaches like yourself? What do you guys do outside of what you just finished doing to get ready for the upcoming season?
The main thing, like for me, was number one, just having an opportunity to rest and get my mind, body, and soul and spirit right, man. Because it can consume you. And I've seen so many coaches where basketball has just consumed them. Yeah. And I'll never forget, man. I saw a quote from Roy. And he told me this one day, Roy Williams, and he was like, his biggest regret in his coaching career is the time that he didn't spend with his family. And I said, I ain't gonna never be that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was like, this I ain't gonna never be that dude. Because I come from a place where I was rock bottom. And while I was rock bottom, I got a full view down there. So I don't have a false sense of who I am. I understand who fans are. They're going to love me when I win. Right. They're going to hate me when I lose, right? Right. And there's been so many situations in my life that made me realize, regardless of what you've accomplished on this basketball court, these are the only people that's going to be here for you. And we talking about the TED Talk. Like my grandma once told me, she said, there's 7 billion people in the world, only 7 going to love you unconditionally. So I don't even trip about appealing to the masses, like it's whatever. But I know I need to find my 7 people and spend as much time with those 7 people that's going to be supportive of me and love me for who I am, regardless of if I'm winning or losing a basketball game.
And there was something that you mentioned that has resonated with me, and I'm going to try not to butcher it, and I think it may be, something from your grandma, where she says that if all they know you from is your success from basketball, then you've failed as a person almost.
Yeah, she told me I was coming home from a Pepsi Hot Shot. Like I was 10 years old, and I won the Pepsi Hot Shot competition. And I was crowned like the #1 shooter in the world. And I was like, I'm going to buy you a house and a car. You know, all the promises that we promised grannies in the hood.
Exactly.
And she said, that's cool. But she said, when you leave this earth, if people remember you as a basketball player, then you've done a poor job of living. So that always resonated with me. So as much as I do in the community, there's a part of me that's always like, I don't do enough. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do some more. I didn't touch this group of people. I ain't touched that group of people. And then when I watch the news, that's when it really happens. You see someone on there struggling. So it's nothing to send them roses and flowers because your heart go out to those people, man. So I just want to touch as many people as I can and be a blessing to others. I think that's why God put me here.
Also, you do a lot of that through LeVelle Cares organization that you do, particularly with single moms. I think you really focus on that. I really love why you do that.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. We honor 150 single moms every year. Myself and
unbelievable.
PJ Tucker. We do a community day backpack giveaway, free haircuts, free manis and petties for the young ladies, and apply to school supplies. We got that. I do a LeVelle Cares Teacher of the Month program where we honor teachers every month because, that's a thankless job, man. We try to just go out and reward teachers who've been nominated as superb teachers and thank them for what they're doing with our kids. And, I got a teen summit coming up. Remember the show Teen Summit? Yeah. So I got a big teen summit coming up, man. And beginning in August that I partner with Wake County Public Schools.
You got to come back on and talk about that, man.
Yeah, we're going to do that, man. So that's going to, because that helped me so much when I was growing up. So, we got those things happening, man. And, we're going to see where it takes us.
Wow, man.
It's good stuff.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
you so busy, I guess we ain't playing no golf.
No, we going out there. Look, I got to go get the money for it. Y'all my investors. That's my investors.
That's what I'm talking about.
NCAA, if you're listening, I'm just playing. Y'all be tripping.
And they are listening.
I know that's right. I was just playing. I'm just playing NCAA.
He said y'all be tripping.
That was Earl Reese.
Coach, man,
y'all be tripping.
Keep on the great way, man. You do your
thing. Those comments was for the sports shop.
We appreciate this always.
And they go, we heard them before.
For Darren Reese, K-Man, for the breathtaking one. Our special guest, Coach LeVelle Moton. It's easy.
Coach.
We'll have y'all tomorrow, man. Take care. We'll see you.